Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Fight Club press conference. My name is Gary, and I'm here with promoter Steve Murtough. And we just want to take a second to thank everyone that took the time out from your day to come here. I know it's not always the easiest thing to do on a Sunday, but we appreciate you coming. I'm going to hand over to Steve now, and he's going to talk a little bit about the sponsors, and we're going to have a little bit of a chat about some of the fights on the show. And then we're going to start catching up with the guys and have some face-offs. So over to you, Steve.
So first of all, again, I just want to reiterate what Gary just said and thank everybody for coming today. There is a lot of people that ain't turn up, which has annoyed me a little bit, but it doesn't affect on how good the show is going to be on May the 3rd. So first of all, I just want to thank, obviously, all my sponsors, because without these guys, obviously the shows wouldn't happen and the shows wouldn't be able to go ahead. So I'm going to start off from the top and start with my main sponsors. So first of all, one of my main sponsors is obviously Cuetopia, and this is where obviously the event is today, and always is and always will be for as long as we continue working together. So big shout out to Cuetopia for being one of my main sponsors. Second is Infinity Automotive, Wiltshire Windows, Waffles Scrap Metal. We also got Rise Above Roofing Limited, and one of my main another main sponsor is a good friend of mine, Craig Brown, who has a website. If you can check that out, I will read that out later. And then just a few little other sponsors that stick in, help out the show. We've got Coles Scaffolding, Wiltshire Junk Busters, MMC, Limitless Car Sales and Valeting, Tatum Travel Boutique, Sweet Treats, GMT Creative Services, which does all my social medias, Casper Coach Boxing, Ghost that cuts my hair, Urban Scalp, Bittersweet UK, A1 Manor Body Shop Limited, Raged MMA, which is Gary again, Next Gen Landscaping, which is myself, Fight City, which is going to be the new Alpha boxing gym, and Off the Cuff TV, and another main one, if I didn't say it, was Wiltshire Windows. So that's just a big shout out to all my main sponsors.
And it's worth mentioning, without these sponsors, these sort of shows just wouldn't be able to happen.
Yes, 100%. Like I said, we've been going for some time now, and I always try to put on a good event where I go above and beyond to give people something to look forward to and get their money's worth out of the show, rather than just coming along watching a fight, even though that's what you're there for. But it's always good to have good hospitality and treat people the right way and get their money's worth.
I mean, you always put on a cracking show. The fight's always well matched. There's always a lot of hype around the fights. People love a little bit of needle, so hopefully we're going to see some good face-offs today. Any guys like that where we might get a few nibbles out of today?
Yeah, you always get a few nibbles off some of the guys. But one thing I will say is, with SM Fight Club, obviously we always try to cater everybody's needs, and we've got a couple of lads here fighting today that's going to sit up here soon and talk about their backgrounds, where they come from, and some of them it's a dream to them to be up here fighting. So it's always good to give everyone a chance to step in the ring and fight.
I think one of the things we touched on earlier was a lot of people use the boxing as a bit of an outlet. You know, they might be in and out of trouble from school or police and so on. And a lot of people have used this show as a platform to be put on the right track. And a lot of the gyms that are involved as well work alongside yourself to do this. So you're giving a lot of people these opportunities to get in, put it right, and keep it in the ring.
Yeah, because like I said, there's, especially this day and age now of the younger generation and the young society, you know, obviously they're out fighting with a lot of knives, drugs, just all that sort of stuff, and getting in trouble out of the thing, and ending up in prison by the time they're sort of 20, 21 and things like that. And at least with boxing, it gives you something to train, teaches you a little bit of discipline, and some people, like I said, are just unfortunate where they'll never be able to go to, into a pro boxing ring to do it because of their disabilities and so on and so on. But here at SM Fight Club, like I said, we cater for everybody, and if it's something that we can do to help them, then that's what we do.
So we've got a few debuts on the card for this one.
Yeah, always love a good debut fighter.
And we've also got a couple of guys that have been around for a while. We're waiting for a few appearances still to turn up at the moment. But I know we've got a lot of fights to get through, but are there any at the moment that are sticking out for you?
Yeah, there's a couple of good fights, to be honest with you, on this. One of them, obviously, which is going to be the main event, which is going to be Murtough and Mark Dennis. Very good.
I think they're both here.
Very good, interesting fight. And then another real good 61 kg fight, which is Luke Scott Brown versus Alfie Connolly. Again, that's another fantastic fight. And Elias Anderson, who couldn't make it today, obviously because he's on holiday. He's fighting someone who I previously fought, Josh Osman. Again, another good, fantastic bout. So most of the fights I put on, I always try to keep them at a good 50-50, where no one sort of knows who's going to win. Do you know what I mean? And it keeps it interesting that way.
That's why it's exciting. So, guys, we're going to wrap it up there. We're going to start getting some guys up here chatting, and we're going to finish off with some face-offs. Once me and Steve have had a little talk with you, you've had your moment, we're going to get you up next to the board. We'll have a little face-off. Let's go. It sounded like you meant it, thank you.